What is up, DramaAlert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. Over the last week, the internet's been kind of taken by storm here, and everybody's talking about a video that came from Nicole Arbour, where she called out fat people. Very controversial video. A lot of people making video responses about it. If you don't know about this, you're living underneath a rock. Well, the first time I knew about Nicole Arbour, I knew about her because she was dating a much bigger and popular YouTuber by the name of Matthew Santoro. And Matt Santoro's good friend, Rob Dyke, is here with a little bit of background story of how their relationship fell apart 3 weeks ago. Rob, what went wrong with this relationship?
The thing is here, there were 2 breakups total, and one happened just a few months, if that, after they originally started going out. This is when everything seemed perfect, like a little fairy tale, and Matt called a friend and I one day, and he was distressed, to say the least. And this was because Nicole Arbour had abused him, and she had been mentally abusing him for the duration of their time together, their short time together.
Now, based on your tweets, we knew something like this was happening, but I had no idea that it was physical as well. So tell us, what happened?
When they were at a launch party for a camera hosted by Canon. And Nicole had a tendency of, whenever Matt would look at other women or interact with other women, even if it was a professional relationship with someone, say from like YouTube Canada or something like that, she would become accusing and angry and say, "You must be, you want to get with them. You must be cheating on me. You're so popular. You must be cheating on me." And she did this behavior at this party, and he had enough. He broke down at the party, and he said, "Listen, I have to leave. I can't do this." So they took an Uber back to her apartment because he had been keeping luggage there because she lives in Toronto. He didn't at the time. And he was visiting. So he grabbed his luggage from her apartment and said, "I'm leaving." Now, at this point, Nicole blocked the exit, said, "You're not going anywhere." And Matt said, "Get out of my way, I'm leaving." And at this point, he continued to try to leave. She continued to block him. And she struck him in the face, physically hit him in the face.
Now, did she punch him? Did she slap him?
She slapped him, I guess. That's what Matt told me. It was an open hand. Now, apparently this was pretty hard because it stunned him. He was stunned. Plus, he had never been hit by someone in a relationship before, so he was kind of really thrown back by this. And he verbally said, "You hit me," because that's the only thing that really popped out of his mouth. And she said, "Yeah, you should have expected that." And
wait, you should have expected it?
Well, she didn't say you should have expected it, but she said it in a way to say, like, "Well, yeah, of course I hit you. What did you think I was going to do?" You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you do to people that upset you. You hit them. It's that kind of a thing. So Matt began to fear for his life. She was very close to the kitchen where kitchen knives were available. He began to think that I might even die tonight in this apartment. Because the look in her eyes scared him so much.
Like, she was really going off. She was this crazy?
She was infuriated. He said, "You should have seen," and he said it multiple times to me. Now keep in mind, everything I'm saying is based on what he's told me. Nothing I know for a fact, based on what he's told me of that night. He said, "You should have seen the hatred in her eyes. It was unbelievable." He said, "I've never seen anyone look at anyone like that before. I mean, it was just over the top." Eventually, he was able to shout, "Get out of my way," and she did, because she got scared, and he left. Now, he leaves the apartment building, is going to go home after a terrible night, and she contacts him and says, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to jump off my balcony. I'm going to make sure everyone knows that you caused it."
What the fuck?
So at this point, he goes back to the apartment because, oh my God, she's going to ruin my career. She's going to kill herself. Like, what the hell's going on? I mean, I'm sure he genuinely cared. Like, he didn't want her to kill herself.
Right.
So he takes the elevator up to the floor below hers, because he felt that if he took it to her floor, she would be waiting at the elevators to kill him and stab him with a knife. Yeah,
Jesus.
pretty much. Right. So he gets off the floor below, walks up the stairs, is careful, looking around, gets to her door, gets inside, and she's on the floor in a mess. He says, I need you to stop saying you're going to kill yourself. I need you to make sure you're okay. And she says, I'm not going to stop saying it, pulls out her camera on her phone, starts filming Matt, saying, look, everybody, I said I was going to kill myself, and Matt said good, like he wanted her to.
And she did that so she could, like, release the video and ruin his career. Right.
Because that's how oriented she seems to be, is very career-oriented. There's nothing more important in your life than, fame and all of this. So
is this the first breakup they had?
This is the first one. Now, at this point, Matt had just been manipulated so much throughout their short time together, because it started from the beginning. There was no honeymoon period.
Right.
So he says, I have to call the cops because I can't have you killing yourself. He calls the police. The police come, separate the two of them. Matt tells the officer everything. And he says, I don't want to press charges for the physical interaction. And the officer says, it's in Canada, you don't have a choice. When it's domestic violence, charges are being pressed for that. So he said, well, please, can I just ask you not to write that down? Like, it's going to ruin her career. She goes to the United States a lot, and it's a lot harder to get into the U.S. when you have an assault and battery charge.
Right.
So so the cop actually kind of looked away and then looked back and said, oh, I'm sorry, sir. What did you say? Like, I didn't hear you say that.
So Matt saved her ass. She didn't get charged.
Matt saved her ass. The officer did something he should have known. This is an abusive relationship this guy's involved in, because a lot of the time the people who are abused try to defend the abusers. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Right, but this was the first time it happened. You know what I mean? Like, maybe,
right. But he didn't know that.
Something was off balance that day. So there were more incidents other than that?
Physically, she never hit him again. She ended up going on a vacation to, like, I don't know, Cancun or something. And then she texted, she's been contacting him and saying, listen, I'm better now. And she put up a Snapchat story and a video on YouTube lying about the real reason why they broke up.
Wait. What was her reason why they broke up?
Oh, her reason is that they were just too busy, and it was a silly reason, and that they put work before a relationship, and that Matt was just busy, and social media and all this kind of stuff, and she made it seem like Matt dumped her for a stupid reason. And
what really happened?
Well, yeah, that's what I just said. For the first time, that night was when he broke it off with her. After she was carted away on a stretcher. Now, again, this is all according to what Matt told me. Carted away on a stretcher for a psych evaluation for, I think, like a 24-hour evaluation.
Jeez.
So
now listen, Matt told you, and he also told Scott Kidmartin. Is that true? Because I seen Scott on Twitter say something. I heard the same exact story. Okay.
Correct. He told Scott afterwards.
Because when I talked to Nicole and I said, listen, we're bringing Rob on, Rob's going to tell this story about what happened between you and Matt, she was like, I don't even know him.
I guess you can say that. She doesn't know me. I know a lot more about her than she does about me, which is her fault. And
well, I do know this. I know that you and Matt Santoro are really good friends. I literally met both of you in person at Scott Martin's house. I know that much. Like, I can verify that.
Right. So the thing is, I've met her once. It was at VidCon. And I acted cool with her, like I wasn't going to sit there and be an asshole. But I talked to her a little bit there, just briefly. And we had spoken before just a couple of times, basically in passing on the phone with Matt there. So after their breakup, and Matt was their first breakup, and Matt was really distressed and distraught. She actually messaged me on Twitter. Now, I don't have that anymore because she blocked me and it deleted it.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Right, yeah. So, but she said, listen, I think Matt really needs help. I need you to call me. We really got to talk about this, because she has to pin the problems on everybody else. That's what I feel anyway. That she was trying to pin them. Matt is mentally unstable here. Not me, Matt is. So of course I didn't buy it for a second, and we went on with our lives. But then she started, she made the video. She made a Snapchat story that was probably like 2 hours long. Explaining Matt led me on, and then he wanted to get back together, and then he said that he didn't want to be with me, and I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused, and why are you going to be such a jerk? And just setting him up. And of course her fans are eating this up, because fans are idiots most of the time. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of any fans out there.
How dare you, Rob Dyke?
I know
the DramaAlert fans are geniuses.
They all are. I've seen the comments. They are scholars, fucking scholars. But so all of her fans ate it up and went to Matt. Matt, why are you such an asshole? Why'd you break up with her over this? And like as if they know the true story. Nicole would never lie.
Right.
And so eventually he does get back with her, and they create a video on, I believe it was on his second channel. I'm almost positive. And when they were back together. And we were dreading this, and Nicole can be seen laughing in the video and pressuring Matt to take the entire blame for the breakup and referring to it as, and making him say it, saying, what do we call it? What do we call it? Why we broke up? What do we call it? And she made him say, my man period. The abuse that she subjected him to, she chalked up as a man period, and laughed and laughed.
How good is this pussy? Like Matt, okay, Matthew Santoro took the blame. Santoro, I'm sorry. Santoro took the blame for the breakup after the crazy shit happened with the I'm gonna kill myself. And
this is what I'll speculate, and this is what a lot of people that get abused do, and that's the cycle of abuse. They believe that because Nicole had said, listen, we live so far apart, I was stressed out. She has this whole thing about her Go Team thing that she said she was in a car accident and she was bedridden for like months, and she had to like learn to walk again, and she was just like, so her pain was like something that irritates her and stresses her out. And even though, by the way, I spoke with someone who is allegedly a family source of Nicole's, who said that the car accidents she so often talks about and preaches about actually was like the brushing of two vehicles together more than it was an accident. And she was actually fine.
She pulled off the manipulation story of the reason why, like, I hate you and I threatened to kill myself is because I was in a car accident. Allegedly,
yes, that's what she did.
What the fuck?
As I said, I don't know anything I am saying. I don't know firsthand. This is only what I've been told and gathered from Matt, mainly from Matt.
Listen, Matt's in deep. Matt's in deep. All right. How does he finally get away from this girl?
So he's, involved in this relationship, and he is so over the top. He blamed himself for a lot of what happened. And he thought he could maybe fix her like a lot of people do. So he's in this relationship, and eventually he isolates and alienates all of his friends, because this is what abusers make their victims do.
Right.
Isolate them like a parasite, you know what I mean? And so she's taking over his life, and then one day, out of nowhere, he just kind of snapped out of it. Because she was doing her old shit again. She was still, there was an instance he told me about, that they were out with one of her friends, and Matt made some offhanded kind of a joke, and Nicole was back to her old ways of accusing Matt of wanting to sleep with people, and she was accusing Matt of wanting to sleep with her friend while her friend was sitting right there. I mean, it's just like no shame, super awkward kind of instances here. And so Matt, eventually, he just woke up to it and said, and he met with her and he said, listen, it's over. This is what I believe. I believe he met with her. This is what he told me again.
Man,
and said,
that is so crazy.
Yeah, said, I have to, it's over. And to which point, she tried, put up a little bit of an argument, but he was pretty firm and said, no, you run my entire life. He came to that conclusion. And then he gave me a call, I don't know how soon afterwards, or he sent me a message and pretty much said, listen, I'm sorry. And then we went from there. And, we're back, and now we've got all of this shit hitting the fan and everything. Now she's making these videos, and it's just like...
Well, the thing is like, I feel bad for Matt because not everyone knew that they broke up, right? So when she makes this video that everyone hates, right? Well, I shouldn't say everyone. Some people have actually defended her, but a lot of people hate. Matt Santoro was getting a lot of hate of the hate too, because they thought they were still together.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And you know, obviously, a lot of people have accused her of manipulating the situation. You know, abusing fat people for internet fame or whatever. If this story that you told us is 100% true, I could definitely see it. You know, that she's a manipulator and that she's, you know, abused these fat people to manipulate fame on the internet. Just crazy.
Right. I've heard that from another, again, a family source. I would not use their name ever because they asked me not to. But I heard from a family source that the family has a history of not liking fat people at all, like just shunning the hell out of them. So let's not, I mean, again, like me, I personally believe what this person's saying because everything else they said has been straight on. And they said the whole family is kind of like against fat people. So I believe that's how she was kind of raised. So I don't believe that she said, oh, it was just satire. I believe she was being completely serious, which is just such a weird thing to like just hate fat. Like, isn't it? Like, isn't that just so weird?
It's like growing up in a racist household or something.
Right, I know. It's just like, but it's not black people. It's just fat people. But oh, if they're fat and black, forget about it. It's just unreal.
I mean, just absolutely insane.
But again, I can't confirm that. I cannot confirm that their family's anything but loving and caring. I can't. So I don't know.
Well, Rob Dyke, thank you so much for coming on and giving a little bit of the backstory here with Nicole Arbour. Now, guys, we invited Nicole Arbour to come on DramaAlert to give her side of the story. She absolutely refuses, like I said before, to talk about Matthew Santoro. She wants nothing to do with it. But thanks, Rob. Thanks for coming on and giving us the Carfax. We know Nicole's got a lot of miles and temporarily breaks down from time to time, so it's good to know. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and you're a fan of DramaAlert, make sure you put a like on it. DramaAlert Nation, now over 520,000 subscribers. I think that's perfect.